This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is December 1st. And today is Wednesday, is it? It's Wednesday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday? I don't know the days of the week. When you work overnight, everything is just blended into each other. So I swear it all day was Wednesday, hump day, but now I know that it is Thursday. It's Thursday, December 1st. And we are kind of excited because we have special guests from Dupree, Bahamas. And they were here before, and I had to bring them back, right, to explain and go in detail of their treats and businesses in general. So I'm kind of excited about that because so many questions I have to ask, and so many people have been inboxing me saying, hey, the lady who was here, I need her to come back so we can explain what exactly and where exactly she is. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, I introduce to Debbie, who have been calling Beverly for the past couple of days, right? Mm-hmm. So Beverly... going back to the name of Debbie. Please introduce yourself again, and then we'll start with the interview. And I know you brought a guest with you, Miss Wims, and I'm kind of excited that. And I also have a lady on Zoom who's going to tell about her business and how she comes to Dupree and your outlet. So I'm kind of excited about all of this. But let's start about Dupree again. What is Dupree, Bahamas?
Dupree, Bahamas, that's D-E-P-R-E. Dupree, Bahamas is a retail store in the Bahamas that retails authentic Bahamian handicraft, from handbags to soaps and jewelry, sand jewelry, conch shell jewelry, Welks jewelry, ornaments, from New Providence, from Grand Bahama, quite a number. We have sponges from Long Island. We have sponges from Red Bay's Andros. We have Red Bay's baskets. We have cowbells, and especially now it's Christmas, we have cowbells. We have birds. We have paintings. So it's a beautiful assortment. And we like to say the finest in Bahamian handicraft is available for purchase at Dupree, Bahamas. We're situated on West Bay Street in the Bahama Grill Plaza. That's 139 West Bay Street. We're next to the new Duff. It's our new location, and we're excited about this new location. And many people are excited as well. Visitors as well as our residents here in New Providence and around the Family Island.
So let's get into it, right? Dupree is like a Bahamian handcraft artisan depot.
Yes.
Right? You're the second one in the western area,
yes.
Right? And
I'd
you're
say
making
we are West Central.
West Central.
Yes.
The other one is far west,
yes,
right?
So
right now you have the call of everyone who lives basically from Bay Street straight down to Midwest. In terms of coming for business and buying Bahamian handcraft, right? Yes. And your outlet is like a depot for a number of artisans to put their high-end work inside your store, right? And that people come there, tourists and Bahamians come there to buy novelty Bahamian items.
Yes.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what's
gifts and souvenirs.
Bahamian gifts and souvenirs.
People come from the east, they come from the south, and what you find is that a lot of people use West Bay Street as a route home. Whether they live east-west, because it's a calming route. The sea is right there, and it's just beautiful. It's scenic on the way home. But that's Dupree.
And before I start bringing in the other guests who are here, and I'm still trying to understand and appreciate Dupree in general, right? If I am an artisan, right, and I want my products to be displayed and sold in your store, right? How do I go about that?
Well, you can email us at dupreebahamas@yahoo.com or info@dupreeinternational.com and let us know exactly what you are offering. We have a criteria and we stick to that criteria. We are handicraft. And just connect with us. Our telephone numbers are 242-434-2449 or 242-456-5695.
And when you say you're a handicraft store, a Bahamian souvenir store, exactly what, I know you give examples of what do you sell, but exactly what are you either looking for persons who are Bahamian artisans who want to participate, and what do you sell for like persons who are entering the Christmas now and say, hey, I'm looking for that exotic gift, a Bahamian gift to even give.
There are so many. I will tell you, there are so many. When it comes to our ornaments, when it comes to our jewelry that we will hear about later, when it comes to, did I say our ornaments? When it comes to our handbags, we have dolls, different types of dolls. We have Dupree Home, and Dupree Home includes pillows, it includes placemats, it includes floor mats. We have hats for men and women. It's a beautiful retail space, and to appreciate exactly what we have, what we do, you need to just come in and visit. I always say, just come in, browse, and I'm sure you'll buy.
So I'm soon bringing Ms. Wim, so prepare yourself. And I'm trying to picture your place, and I'm planning to stop there today, actually, so I can get the sense or place of it, right? It seems grand. Like you have so many stuff there to see that you don't come there for like a 2-minute browse, a 3-minute browse, but that you go and
Yes.
look through
You
and
walk
select
through,
items. Go ahead.
You walk through. It's similar to a museum, but I won't call it a museum because museum just you have pieces that remain forever and a long time. But it's a retail space, so you have items that are in and out. But I believe what we're offering is beautiful. Many people appreciate, and you must come to experience it.
And I heard it's common because you told me earlier that tourists come there and just they slow everything down in terms of looking for a particular item that they want to carry home back to them with them to the States.
Yes, and that is what, when we designed everything, that is what we wanted to capture: the orange economy, the creative economy of the country. And you would see our decor is even the oranges, the golds, the browns, the earthiness. And that's what we have at Dupree, Bahamas. And for those individuals who come in as taxi drivers, bring people in on their tours, we were able to tell them the history of our straw crafting industry, the history of our sponging industry. We can tell them about the sand jewelry and our various ornaments. We have our junk canoe pieces. So it's a history presentation as well. It's a cultural establishment, and you got to come in, experience it to appreciate it.
So it's more than just a store. It's an experience in general.
It's a Bahamian cultural experience. And as I said, that is what we wanted everybody who comes in to experience, that for Bahamians to be proud of what we can create, what we can produce as Bahamians, and for visitors who come to our shores to realize that in the Bahamas, it is so much more than what you see elsewhere. Yes.
I'm impressed. I mean, I'm excited because, mind you, because of who I am, I'm into culture. I'm into history. And to know that when I come to your store to browse through and look through things, that I can also get a history of the items, the history of even straw work, and embrace the Bohemian culture with it. That there are Bohemian tour buses that come there and draw to say, hey, come and experience this. This is much more. This is part of what they call Bohemiana, part of the tapestry of what is Bahamas and the temperature of it. I'm excited that there is a place like that on the main Bay Street, or main West Bay Street, between Bay Street proper and Cable Beach there. So I'm glad that you're goodly situated.
Right. And for those tour operators who understand what we are presenting, they appreciate that. They too are in awe when they come in and see our presentation, because I've always believed that when people come to our country, they come to experience us. They come to experience how we worship, how we live, what we eat, what we do, how we survive. And Dupree tells a part of that story of who he is.
Okay. So let's bring in Miss Wims, and then I'm going to the Zoom. And I hope my guest...
She's still there.
She's there, so I can bring her in, because I heard she did oils, and I need to know how she started that, right? Miss Wims, I didn't get your first name, Miss Wims.
My name is Monique.
Monique Wims, right? I want to know exactly what you sell, and how did you decide to get into this handicrafts work that you do? Because I see you bring one or two of your samples there, and I say, I want that. I want a discount. But I mean, I want that, right? I want that because Christmas coming.
Yes.
But I want to know, what all do you do, and how did you come about? Because this is unique. I've never heard someone doing jewelry from sand.
Yes.
I mean, aragonite. We always talking about aragonite. I say, but you're making jewelry with our aragonite. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Much more.
Yes. Well, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm Monique Wims. I design and I create jewelry from sand. My brand is Monifa Onjinga. And what I do is I would take our local beach sand. I use the white sand. Because I showcase my wares on one of our hotels, I use the sand from that particular hotel, the natural white sand, and I would color the white sand. So that is where you get your pinks, your greens, your blues, and your purples from. Use our local brown sand. Now, the brown sand is found on South Beach.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's coarser type of sand.
it's a coarse sand. It's a beautiful brown. Okay, I also use the pink sand from Harbor Island, Eleuthera. Okay, so you have a wide variety of colors in the jewelry. I make regular necklaces, I make pendants, I make earrings, I do ankle bracelets. Okay, so I also do Christmas ornaments with the sand. From sand. I call them a piece of paradise. Listen, if you can't walk in the sand, you may as well wear the sand. Okay? They're my babies. They're my babies.
So technically, for a tourist to come here and say, boy, I want to take... Because I'm working in tourism all my life, right? I've known where I've physically mailed sand to the United States.
Yes.
I've known of guests who took packaged sand inside little small capsules and bottles.
Yes.
And you're saying that they can have it as jewelry?
The things I would tell the guests, because I know that once they tell friends and family, listen, I'm going to the Bahamas on vacation, one of the things that their friends and family will ask for is some of our beach sand. So my thing to them, hey, listen, why don't you take them a piece of sand jewelry that would last them a lifetime? Because the jewelry can last a lifetime.
But it's jewelry.
It's jewelry.
I'm looking at it as beautiful, right? And I said, but that can't be sand. But I want to know the history on how did you get into this business? Because I walk on sand all the time, and I've never thought that could be a jewelry. See, I can picture conch shell. I see it. I can picture even glass bottle. I can see it, right? But you decided to do sand. I mean, that came out of left field for me. How did you say, well, that's what I'm going to do?
That in itself is a story. I'm a single mother. I have 4 kings, and when I got into jewelry making, I'd gotten evicted out of a house I was in, and that night I went to bed. I decided not to sleep in my bedroom. I went into the front room. I fell asleep on my sofa, and I said a prayer, a very short prayer. And that prayer was, Lord, give me something that I can do so that I can take care of my children as a single mother. And that night dream, and in the dream was just a dark room and beads. One hand had wire, and the hand strung the wire in three, and it began to string the bead onto the wire and weave as if you were plaiting. Okay? At the end of it, it was made into a bracelet. Morning, I had $20. I knew nothing about jewelry making. I knew nothing about the different gauges in the wire. I went to Home Fabric. I got a small spool of wire. I got a bag of acrylic beads that they had at the time, I think, for 50 cents. And I made the bracelet just the way I saw it done in the dream. And that is how I initially got into jewelry making. And roll on over to a couple weeks later, I went into what I call a trance. And in this trance, I saw again just hands taking the sand and forming jewelry, earrings, necklaces, bracelets. And I had no idea how I was going to do it. But it came to me, and I'm one of those people that when something comes to me, I run with it. And that is what I did. I began to experiment with different ways of using the sand. And when I started initially, I only did pink sand jewelry. That's the only jewelry I did. And the technique that I used was simply coating beads. Over the years, that have changed. I have now what I call a secret ingredient. I call my secret sauce that I use with the sand that hardens the sand and makes it wearable in water and makes the bead bouncy, so you can use them as marbles. Okay, they bounce on the floor. You can drill holes in them. That's how hard and durable they are. Okay, and what I did also was I tested them in water to make sure that they would be able to stand up in water.
And all of this come to you in a dream.
In a dream.
And see, I'm trying to picture this right because I understand that in the Bahamas we have classes that teach artisan how to make bags
Yes.
and how to make straw work,
Yes.
how to make
And
jewelry,
jewelry.
Yeah, and
right?
she's one of them as well.
And you come making jewelry or the sand, and you had no formal training,
No formal training. None.
just the vision.
Just a vision.
You say, old man would have vision and young man would dream
Dream
dreams,
dreams.
and you had both one time.
Yes.
And the good thing with that, CA, is that she is telling us now she can compile that into an instructional booklet. And
Now you won't be
teach
teacher.
others.
Look at that.
Well,
She
I
has-
teach.
She
Okay.
teaches. We all are instructors in our own right. And you heard Miss Wims talk about dream and the hands. So many times when I'm in store, I'm speaking, I say to individuals to hold up your hands. Look at your hands. And what do you see in your hands? And for a lot of them, they only see their fingers. But for us, when you hold up your hands, there's dollars, there's cents, there's wealth in your hands. And the Word of God tells us that the Lord will make. How does the scripture
He
go?
says, I will bless the works
work
of your
of your
hands.
Look at that.
Yes.
And it is, and Bahamians need to understand that there's no reason for any of us to be poor in this country. If we are hungry, we can go fishing, we can go conking, we can do milking, whatever. And then the thing is, with all of those shells, we can make jewelry, we can make dinnerware, all sorts of things. We have some real fantastic creatives in our country. We have fabulous master craftsmen that we are so proud to partner with.
You know, one of the things when I teach jewelry making, one of the things I tell the young people is learn to do something with your hands. When you can work with your hands, you can eat. Okay?
Always.
When you can work with your hands, you can eat.
Such a beautiful testimony. And I'm still moved that at one point in your life you were at the point where you said, well, I don't know what to do, right? Go into bed and say, Lord, help
Help me.
Help
Yes.
me, Lord. Because I don't know
Yes.
what to do.
Yes.
And in that state, you got an answer.
Yes.
Right? A big one who's a Bohemian rap artist would say, money is on the ground. Look on the ground and pick the money up.
Exactly.
And you look on the ground, the sand, and
you
pick
go.
the sand up.
Yes.
And then you use your hands
Yes.
to create
To
wealth.
create.
And we're going through a recession now. At
Yes.
least so some
We
people
are.
say.
That's- yeah.
Right? Where there are a number of persons on breadbasket lines, waiting on the line for a plate of food, right? There are a number of persons who are unemployed, who don't know where their next meal or their next money coming from. And you're saying that with discipline, they can make money just using their hands?
Yes. As a child growing up, at age 8, I was crocheting. Okay? I've been through hard times, so I can tell people that I crocheted scrunchies. I went door to door knocking. I made money. I was able to eat. Okay? I do a whole lot of things. I crochet, I knit, I macrame, I sew, and all working with my hands. And it kept my belly full. It kept my children's belly full because I was always able to do something with my hands to sustain myself and my sons.
Great. But let me go to Zoom. Let me go to Zoom now, and so I can hear about this oil thing. Because Dupree seems to have like what I call a kaleidoscope of artisans, creatives, who bring their product to Dupree and is sold for them, right? So, what is your guest name on
My guest is my daughter. She is Elena Aubrey. She lives in Quebec, Canada. Elena, are you there?
Elena, are you there? Making sure that she's not on mute. She's still
Hello?
on Zoom. That was her just now, or that was you, Miss? Elena, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And welcome to Guardian Radio in the AM. And I hear you sell oils.
Yes.
And that your oil product can be found in Dupree, Bahamas.
Correct.
So tell me your journey. How did you get into this oil thing?
Yes. So initially, I went to school in Nova Scotia, and in Nova Scotia, they, of course, recruit a lot of Caribbean students. And when we went to school during the semester, a lot of the female students in that area, we couldn't find any hair product. Like, we would want hair products with eyeliner, of course, but when we ran out, there was nowhere for us to replenish. So during my studies, I started a subscription box, and it was catering to all of the Caribbean students with our hair products that we couldn't find locally in Nova Scotia. So I did that for about 2 to 3 years upon graduating, and then COVID hit. So everything started to increase logistically, price-wise, and it just became kind of a downer on the business. So I tried to figure out a way that, I can continue to be in the skincare, in the beauty industry, but, what is something that is missing? And for me, I struggle with dry and combination skin. And there was absolutely nothing on the market that, one, was vegan, low waste, sustainable, and truly inspired by the love of my country, the Bahamas. So what I did was I developed and formulated my two loves, which was skincare and our beautiful islands, and that's how Baja Lux started.
What's the name of the business again? Baja
Lux.
Lux?
Correct.
Okay, nice. And you mentioned skincare and you mentioned moistness, I think. Exactly what does your oil do? I'm trying to picture the oil. Is these scented oils, or this is something that
No, so they're unscented. So essentially what Baja Lux is, we're an eco-luxury handcrafted skincare brand that features exotic and island-inspired blends, and they're all botanical blends. And we focus on experiences where every product transports you to paradise and inspires you to feel good in your own skin. So we do have one of our best sellers, which is our Bimini Blue facial oil. And of course, it's named after one of our beautiful islands. So it is a luxurious, refreshing, organic oil that soothes and rejuvenates while preserving your skin's moisture. And what is included in this oil is that we include blue tansy. And a lot of persons don't essentially know what the blue tansy botanical flower is. But it's essentially a well harvested Mediterranean plant, which is actually yellow in color. But when it is cultivated, it creates a deep blue oil. And I named it Bimini Blue because it reminds you of the blue waters that we have in the Bahamas. And this dryness, it's deeply moisturizing and it soothes the skin and also helps prevent acne. And this includes, in that oil, it actually also includes vitamin E, evening primrose, and jojoba. And that's definitely a oil that's really good for if you have a morning or night routine that you can just use about 4 to 6 drops in that to tone your skin and any other skin concerns that you have.
And your product, this oil, is available at Dupree and inside Canada also?
Correct. So we're available in Dupree as well as online. We do have e-commerce site and we ship to the US, UK, and Canada.
Nice. But let's go back to Debbie. And your daughter mentioned online presence. Dupree is online yet?
We're working on our online presence, but we do have a social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Facebook, Dupree Bahamas. We're on Instagram, Dupree Bahamas.
And I see you take
Dupree
pictures
is
like crazy. I mean, it's so
DEPRE.
pretty to go your available.
I must say thank you to my young marketing team, Elena Albury and others who are constantly working and keeping everything out there. And I'm appreciative of that. And, you know, when it comes to marketing and PR, people like to have something to look at.
Yeah, visual.
Yes, very, very much so visual. And we really work diligently on that. And that's a part of what we've been doing.
And I want to also speak on the start of your business, right? I offline was asking you if you did go to SBDC, did you go to the government loan process, and just for other people who wants to get into this business, who have taken one of your classes, because you actually teach how to make bags, and Ms. Wims teach how to make jewelry, right? But I say I have one or two products I want to put in your store, but I want to have my own. You know, how do I start up? Or what would you recommend? Even if you don't go to SPDC, what would you recommend?
Well, I will recommend one thing with handicraft, you don't need that much capital starting up. And it all comes to angel investing and angel funding, angel networking, crowdfunding. And when I talk about crowdfunding, angel network is using your family members.
Oh, that's what it means?
To
Because you
assist
know, you all speak spiritual
Yes.
stuff. I thought you was talking praying again. It's okay, they praying again. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but you need the Lord. You need the Lord. Oh my gosh, you need the Lord on this journey continually because you have to be praying continually for guidance as you travel the handicraft road, the entrepreneurial road. You need the Lord, and our country must not forget the spiritual side of us. But angel networking is key, and we cannot forget our. And in this country, we seem to be putting up walls. We seem to be putting up fences. We as Bahamians, we always prided in ourselves in family, in friendships, and we need all of that as we journey. So having an angel network who can invest into what you're doing is paramount when it comes to the entrepreneurial experience. And many times we would say we need government for this and we need government for that. I tell people, make that first step. And whatever you need for the journey, the Lord will provide. It's not until you make that first step, Monique knows that I'm selling this, and I know that she is selling that, and I say, hey, I need that. All right? You don't always have to go to government. You may have an uncle who has, and you say, well, you know, Uncle Cedric, I need this, talk to him about what you're doing, and you would be amazed. There are angels all around to assist your project, to assist with whatever you're doing with,
And
it's
before
the
I have a break shortly, and before I go on that break, and you spoke about angels and the angels networking, and I'm start thinking about the creatives, the artisans who have their stuff in their store, have them on consignment at your store, right? What is the makeup of them? They are male, Bahamian males, Bahamian women.
male and female.
So, okay.
Male and female. There was one individual who was supposed to come on with us this morning, and I think I spoke with him I spoke about him earlier in the week, James Sands, and he could not break away.
He's
to
just
come
busy.
and be with
He's
us.
just busy.
He's just busy. Money is making. And Mr. Sands could not join us, but us all the best. We have the company that does the Junkanoo ornaments. I go off to another family island this weekend, and I'm getting ornaments. I'm getting some other stuff.
And I forgot
to
that you
bring
do
to
that. You
Nassau.
actually travel to family islands and soliciting or procuring, that's a better word,
Yes.
procuring items, gift items from the family
other
islands.
artisans, yes, because as I said earlier in the week, some of the islands, the economies are depressed at this moment, and this is an opportunity for them to use the market that's in New Providence for their items to be sold, and that is what we do. But SPDC, government grants, etc., they are there to assist. But if you can't get one of those, there's the Angel Network. There's crowdfunding with friends.
Yes.
And it's always been there. And especially the Black Bahamians, we need to understand how to use that and how to make for us.
Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
And if you can bootstrap your business, that's even better. Bootstrapping is simply using whatever funds you have to start your business with. Some people have enough money so that they can bootstrap their business. Okay, if you have $1,000 and hey, you want to make jewelry, let's say you want to get into wire wrapping. So you use your funds and you purchase all of your supplies and materials that you would need to begin making your pieces.
$1,000 would wipe out all of my savings. I already have $1,000 in the bank. My wife wouldn't be happy at all. But I understand.
Yes,
I
use
love
what you have.
I
Use
love
what
the,
you
the
have.
cliches, the bootstrapping. And then you have the angel networking,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But it is important for us to buy Bahamian, support Bahamian, right? Especially during the Christmas season, and especially in general, and to know that there are businesses that you can do with your hand where tourists come internationally and seeking out Bahamian handicraft, and you can make a living off that, right? To provide for your children and yourself. It says wonders. This is Guardian Radio. We're going to go on a short break. We're talking from representatives of Dupree, Bahamas, who has a number of creatives that has art pieces at her store. And it's on West Bay Street near which building are you near again?
Bahama Grill.
By Bahama Grill?
139 West Bay Street. We're next to the new Duff.
And we're talking about that and the opportunities there. But we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break right now.
Remember when Zoom was just a sound effect? When your living room wasn't your gym? When a cough didn't scare people away? That was the good old days. And thankfully, they are coming back. As things return to normal, remember it is essential to be fully immunized against all vaccine-preventable diseases like COVID-19, diphtheria, tetanus, measles, and influenza. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Canada States of America.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk,
all day. And welcome back to Garden Radio in the AM with C.A. Newry. And I'm going to actually ask Miss Wims, right? Exactly. I know you're into helping young Bahamians. And I know you teach this art of jewelry making, right? And why is that? Why teaching this craft to young Bahamians is important to you?
Well, basically because I feel that it's important to teach our young people to become self-sufficient. Not all of our children are academically inclined. Some of them come out of school, they're not able to find jobs. And one of the things I feel that should be done is to teach young people to work with their hands. I collaborated with L.W. Young through BAIC, where they have started a program in their entrepreneurial department where they're teaching, doing just that with their young people. They started with jewelry making. There will be soap making. You have candle making. You have coconut cutting. So there's a whole lot of things that can be done to help our young people to become self-sufficient, whereby that when they come out of school, they're not able to get a job with government. Mm-hmm. Not all of them are going to be doctors and lawyers. So let's teach them how to work with their hands.
Put any money in this? I mean, you look wealthy. I see the jewelry on your hand. You look nice. You want spending money on you. And I'm trying to say, you making this type of money from just selling jewelry?
Selling jewelry. The thing is, as an entrepreneur, one of the things you must have is stickability. Okay? You have to stick with what it is that you're doing. Okay? And there's a lot of money in it, in working with your hands. Mm-hmm. Especially for me, I've been in the tourist industry with the jewelry making from I started. And I've found that this is what the tourists they come to the Bahamas looking for things that's Bahamian.
Are you sure? Because most people now sell these foreign things. And then now you're saying that there's a niche, there's a market for Bahamian crafts
yes,
and items?
Definitely.
Yes. We need to shop Bahamian. We need to buy Bahamian that are made by Bahamians. Okay? That's what the tourists come to the Bahamas looking for. They like to take something home that they cannot find back at home. They can only find it in the Bahamas.
And I'm going to talk to Miss Debbie right now, right? Christmas coming. I'm trying to find a piece for my wife this Christmas, a Bahamian piece, right? And I'm not sure, hopefully she ain't listening. Hopefully she just in the office right now, right? And I'm trying to find a necklace that is nice and catchy where people say, oh, where you get that from? You know? Can I come to Dupree, Bahamas and find something like that?
Of course you can. I know that one of the pieces by Monique, and it has beautiful stars on the side with some other stuff, and it had the star earring. And I had so many people stopping me, where did you get that? So I said, just come to Dupree, because if it's not on the floor, then we can create something for you.
So actually, I can come into mine looking for something that looks like this, and someone is there to
design. You can design whatever you would like to have, and you have artisans such as Miss Wims who can create that for you.
Nice, nice. Audrey, you still there? I know you're going quiet. I put you on mute, Miss Audrey.
Yes, I'm still here.
Good. And you mentioned that I can buy your stuff online. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to tell me how can I do that for those persons who are on the Family Islands, who are listening. And I want to give you the opportunity so they can at least know where to get that.
Yes, of course. So our website, it's bahalugs.co. And once you go on, you'll be able to see.
You know you got to spell that for me, right?
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's Baha, BAHALUX.co. So .co.
Okay, and again about your business in the oils and how they enhance the skin. Where did you get that knowledge from? Because I know about oils that are scented, right? And this is more, detailed and beneficial. And I want to know like how you get with that.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of market research, as well as working alongside a few of my friends who are also cosmetic chemists and formulators. So just
Wait,
sitting
you're a
down.
cosmetic chemist?
Pardon me?
Are you?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Background
Okay. I was gonna say okay. No problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but I do have friends in that industry. So being able to sit down with them, give them the idea, and being able to like put what was needed and like what works well and what we've tested, is how I was able to put this all together and formulate the idea.
And your product is located in Dupree, right? Dupree, Bahamas. And
Correct.
and when you talk about it, it sounds something like hands-on, where you need a concierge, a sales agent who can explain and tell you this is what you need, to look at you and say, well, have that. I guess I should direct this to Debbie. When you come into the store, are there the salespersons aware and knowledgeable about each product?
Everything that we sell. Everything that we sell, our team is quite knowledgeable about everything. Because remember what I said earlier, we have guests who come on tours, so you have to be on your game and be able to explain exactly what's represented in the store, as well as talk about our various artisans. And I really want to applaud our artisans, because for so many of them who partner with us at Dupree, they have been in the business for years, and they have been committed to the course because they understand the amount of income that they derive from what they do with their hands.
So them being inside the business so long, they appreciate quality.
Of course they do. And us at Dupree, I call them our master craftsmen. They've been in the business for years. They understand quality. They understand the pride that's in creating products that are Bahamian, and they fully support the orange economy.
How many creatives, artisans that you think that is represented inside your store right now? You think?
At the moment, there are about 12.
12
There are
different
about 12,
artisans,
yes,
creatives that have
yes.
displays or
There
items
are
that for
items
sale.
in the store, yes.
Nice.
There are about 12. We've only been at this new location for 3 weeks now, and so we will have more, but
How's the traffic there so far?
the traffic has been good.
Nice.
And it's growing, and we see it increasing daily as people get to know about the store. And as I said, we're on West Bay Street, and it's DEPRE with the silver top at the P as you drive on West Bay Street. Our telephone comes 42449. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we invite everybody to come in, browse and buy. It's Christmas time, buy Bahamian.
I like that. Browse and buy. The two B's. Browse and buy. And it's
Yeah.
Christmas time, and you need to come in to shop. And definitely to see. I into jewelry. That's why I keep on giving the eye to Monique and saying, Monique, I see you now. I see
She
Ms.
can
Wims.
create that piece for you.
I see that. I see
Listen,
that.
What you need to go and check my Instagram.
Go ahead.
At Monifa Unjinga Jewelry.
Go say that again.
Monifa
Monifa.
Unjinga.
Oh,
Spell
Jinga.
that. She needs to
Unjinga.
Monique, you
Okay,
need to spell
Monifa
that for
is
us.
Monifa. Unjinga is Unjinga.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. It sounds Swahili, very South African oriented.
It is an African name, but
Yeah.
it's from the Yoruba tribe.
Ah, that would be Nigeria. Okay, nice. So my people have Igbo, so I don't know what I do. But that's okay. That's okay.
Igbo is Nigerian.
Yes. So go
You
ahead.
know, as Monique talks about the Yoruba tribe, etc., these people, when you go into their countries, you go into Ghana and wherever, West Africa, Nigeria, etc. You go into the Philippines, Mexico, down to Haiti. These people are so proud of what they create. And we will do all that's in our power to ensure that our marketplace, maybe not the world famous straw market, remains with beautifully handcrafted, authentically made Bahamian products. Yes.
There's a text who said, I need to bring you on every month to talk about what Harley's selling. Who knows, that might be possible. But see, I believe that every woman in the Bahamian woman, Bahamian citizen, should have a straw bag.
Oh, of course.
And if you don't have a straw bag, something is wrong, and your Bahamian card needs to be taken.
Can I give just a little story? There was a young girl. There was something we were doing one day. I don't know if I was walking with a bag or something, because I always carry a straw bag. And I carry my own work, because when people see it, it's, Miss, where did you get that? And I have the opportunity to say it's Dupree. But this young girl, she saw the bag. She said, oh, that's the kind the rich people is have. And I said, young girl, what is your name? Where do you live? And I did deliver her a rich people bag.
Good for you, man.
Yes.
Good.
You know?
Everyone deserves a rich people straw bag.
Yes.
As a clutch, definitely. But I'm here with the representative from Dupree, Bahamas. Their store is on West Bay Street. And Debbie, give me the phone number again.
434-2449, and we're at 139 West Bay Street.
And you can also find them on social media, which is on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
And I'm also here with Monique Wims, who also is a partner with Dupree, but she has her own Instagram account, which is
Monifa Unjinga Jewelry.
Oh, yes. And also I have Miss Aubrey. Hopefully she's on and can connect so she can tell her the website again. Why I would have to do that?
Our website is bahalogs.co, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes. So there are three nice Bahamians who are doing big things, and they're selling Bahamian products. And we just want you to go there and for gift items for Christmas. Just go buy them out. Just buy all of what they have. Right? This has been Guardian Radio.